Leg lengthening surgery might sound a little bit crazy, but it's a very real thing, despite the rise of appreciation for short kings. And its popularity is on the rise in men who want to be taller. Clearly, there's still a lot of pressure on men to look as manly as possible, and that involves looking tall, apparently. It's quite a controversial procedure, so how does the surgery work? It's a hugely invasive and hugely expensive procedure. It involves breaking the femur or the tibia bone and inserting a leg lengthening device into the bone, which is then gradually adjusted to pull apart the two segments of the bone. And no, I'm not pulling your leg. It can leave you relearning how to walk, and the recovery process is not short. But there's no single reason why people go for it. It is on the rise though. One surgeon says he's doing more than double the amount of leg lengthening surgeries than he was 3 years ago. I spoke to Hamish Simpson, who is a surgeon and professor of orthopaedics at the University of Edinburgh.
The process that we use for it is an incredible biological process. It creates new muscle, new nerve and skin, so it's a phenomenally powerful biological process. But the main places at least I use it, are either for people who've had fractures and end up with one leg that's a lot shorter than the other, or else kind of children who are born with a condition or develop a condition whilst they're growing, which means that there's a difference in leg length. Slightly different when you're taking somebody that's got a healthy skeleton, and you're just actually deciding whether or not you can improve their life by making them taller against the risk that you're putting them at for undertaking the surgery. Although it is an incredibly powerful technique, it's also a technique that can have a very high complication rate. Also, it does take quite a long period of time for people to recover from it. So unlike certain other operations, the operation is just the start of the process. You do the operation, and then the whole of the biological growing is happening over the next few months afterwards. And then after those few months where you're getting the growth happening, the bone then has to get strong enough and the joints have to get their movement back. And all of that process can take 6 months to a year or more. So it does take a lot of time out of people's lives as well. Are some people having lengthening because of an issue that society has? Or is it an issue that they've got? And that's what at times kind of worries me, is that some people are undergoing surgery not because there's a problem with themselves, but because of the problem of society with their view of that individual, rather than it being the problem with the individual itself.
Let me know, what do you think of this surgery, and is it something you would ever consider?